She just wanna work and pay her bills. Fuck up on a man who keep it real.
That's right.
She just want her girls to know the deal.
They do.
She just told her boss just how she feel.
Fuck you.
She just hit the club up on a Thursday. Told the bartender I ain't feeling thirsty. Took a couple shots just like it's her birthday. Hit the tree.
What's good, y'all? This your girl, Miss JLH, and welcome to the return episode of We Don't Sip Tea, We Drink Wine. Now, as I said already before, I'm your girl, Miss JLH, and this is my podcast, We Don't Sip Tea, We Drink Wine. Now, I am not new to this. I am definitely true to this, okay? I started my podcast back in 2018. I was just a lonely, poor girl living in New York. No, for real, I really was. I moved to New York on a whim. Really wanted to live in New York. And at the time, I was dating this guy, and he suggested that I should start my own podcast. And I was like, no, why? I hate talk shows. I don't like listening to people talk. I don't really like listening to myself talk, to be honest. And I don't like people's opinions. I really don't even like my own. So I was like, what's the purpose of this? So he told me I have really good opinions, and I like to talk, and I have really good conversations, and he just thinks that I would be good at it. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. I have nothing else to do. Life was a little bit of a struggle during this time. So I went ahead and started my own podcast. My very first episode was very monumental for me because, again, I started this back in 2018 in my boyfriend at the time's bedroom. I didn't have any equipment for real. I was just using my phone, and I was using Anchor. That was the platform that I chose. And I had to keep creating episodes, finding guests. I was doing the whole shebang by myself. I had to find my own theme music for the show. It was just a lot of work, but I was so dedicated to it, and I was starting to gain a following and a presence, and it was really dope. So I kept growing it, and I put it in my head that I was really going to get a studio to host my podcast. You feel me? Because I'm like, I need a studio space. I need a space where I won't have any noise. I can have an edit system or something, a good sound system. Like, I need something. So I decide to look for something on Craigslist. And I find this guy in Brooklyn who's also looking for a radio host on the weekends. And I was like, okay, so maybe he'll let me use the studio space along with hosting if I do good with this interview. I go check this guy out, and I blow the interview out the park. I become the host for the radio show on Saturdays, interviewing local hip hop artists. And then also I get to host my podcast there. So it was really beautiful, and I was able to manifest that. Yes, I was able to manifest that, and that was real fire because that's what I really wanted for myself, and I knew that was like my next step. However, life was just a lot at that time. I was going through so much, y'all, financially, mentally, emotionally. Just, it was a lot. On top of that, the person that I was partnering with this studio space, because I'm in a space of healing and growing and learning, I will admit that during that time, I don't think that I was ready to partner with someone on a business level. I don't think I was there yet. I don't think I had learned how to work together with somebody yet on that type of time when it comes to building something and creating something on that type of level. Also, I don't feel like we had the same vision as well. I think we had semi the same vision, but it wasn't the same vision. And I think that's probably what was wrong as well. Also, I will admit that at the time that I didn't give a fuck. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. Um, it's not that I didn't care about stuff. It's just that certain things motivate me and then certain things don't. And then when I get tired and I'm over it, I'm tired and I'm over it and I just don't care about anything anymore. Like that's just how I was at the time and that's what I was going through. Now, now that I've accepted accountability, let's talk about I have accepted accountability. I will accept my faults and what was wrong there. But the reality is too that I don't know if you're someone who whoever's watching or listening to this podcast, I don't know if you're someone who believes in this sort of thing, but I do believe in astrology. I do believe in, your signs kind of being similar to your attributes of how you are as a person. Now, I don't believe that that is for everybody. I don't think that you can use that for everybody. Nor do that I base that off of my interactions with people per se. I mean, I do and I don't. But I'm gonna say this. I try not to. But this person in particular who I was working with was a Leo. And I never really worked with Leos or met a Leo before like that to be in like a close proximity with them. But let me tell you something. That was the first and it was the last. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was a lot of I think I don't know now. Again, this was the only Leo that I've ever met, and I don't know how true this is. So I don't want to pigeonhole Leos to this, but they are very like, I'm the shit, and I get that. I get that. I get that. I from what I could tell, he could back it up. But also, I think I'm the shit. So if I think I'm the shit and you think you the shit, and we both in the room thinking we the shit, and we not really like, just complimenting each other, and it's just kind of like competition, it just doesn't work. And that's kind of like where it was for me. Because, I'm y'all don't know, but I'm a Gemini, and we get a lot of bad negative flag, but baby, we're the shit. That's all I gotta say about that. So that situation wasn't beneficial for me anymore at the time. So I ended up moving away. I was slowly moving away from that situation. Let me say that. So 2020 rolls around. It's COVID. Everybody is everyone's going through it, okay? We're all doing the best that we can. I'm trying my best to maintain my podcast, but it's just not happening. And the individual that I'm partnering with, I don't think they really understood what I was going through, and I really didn't understand what I was feeling and going through to explain it to anybody. So I really just kind of let that relationship, that business relationship, fizzle out, along with like a lot of other relationships at that time. Like 2020 was, like I said, a very tough year for all of us. Some of us came out with new business ventures. Some of us came out with new relationships, kids, a lot of different things happened with us. We lost things, we gained, Me, I came out of 2020. Not only did I lose people close to me, but I came out of 2020 really healing. Like that was the beginning of my healing journey for real. I was on a self-discovery journey of me. I wanted to know why I do the things that I do. Why did I keep making the decisions that I was making? Why do I talk to certain people the way that I talk to? Why was I so angry all the time? Why did I always give up on certain things? Why didn't I stick through with things? It was just a lot of questions that I had of myself and like why I was doing, what was my motivation? Why am I here? Like what is my purpose here? What am I supposed to be doing? A lot of that was plaguing me, and I'm honestly going to be real with y'all. From 2020 to 2023, I was in that space of reflection, growing, figuring it out, singlehood. Not, I was dating, but it wasn't anything serious, and I was deciding what relationships benefited me or not. Um, so that's really where I went with it. In 2022, I tried to bring my podcast back again. Um, and I tried to make it more of like a part of my healing journey, but it was weird. It wasn't good. I shouldn't have did it. It was more of like being messy than I thought I was trying to be, but it was cool. But nah, it just wasn't the time. So I stopped doing episodes again, and I decided to just really focus on me and everything that I had going on. 2023, I wrote down and said that I wanted to get married by the end of the year. That was my manifested goal that I wanted for myself, amongst other things, of course. But the main thing was marriage. I was tired of being in these streets, and I ended up getting married at the end of, well, in the summer of 2023. So that was really cool. And yeah, since then, I've just been trying to get back to this. It's been a journey, y'all. It's been a real tough journey. And I can honestly say that my sleepless nights have been because I haven't been doing this. So that is what my podcast is really about today, to be honest. Following your purpose, setting your intentions, manifesting. Um, what goals do you have and what are you giving up, you know? And if your spirit is unsettled, did you give something up and stop doing it because why did you stop doing it? Like what was your purpose for that? You know, getting back to your true purpose is so important. And I actually want to share something that I found, which is real cool that ties into this. I found my senior yearbook. Now, I graduated in 2006, and yeah. And this book was $36, which pissed me off because I'm like, I was working at McDonald's at the time and I was only making $5 an hour. So to charge me that much for a book after I still had to pay for my cap and gown and everything, like scams. I really wanted to like throw a fit because I really couldn't afford it. It was really expensive, and my mom just did not have it at the time for me to be asking for that. So I definitely paid for my book, but I was not happy about it, y'all. But I wanted to share my senior notebook because I have goals and dreams in here that I wrote. This was a really cool senior notebook because it just really mapped out everything. Like your friends were able to sign it, you were able to put pictures in it, then you were able to just document from like this year that you were in school. It was really cool because we were able to put in here like how much a candy bar cost at the time. Hold on, I definitely want to find that page because I think it said like a candy bar at the time was like $1.07, and candy bars are not that anymore. And when I look back, I just cannot believe how much prices have changed, even from that short amount of time. Because when my mom was a kid, she used to talk about how things were like 15 cents, 10 cents, and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, she's exaggerating. It's not that serious. But now that I'm older and looking back, I see that it is that serious actually. So like a gallon of gas was 2.83. Okay. So times ain't changed that much, y'all. Because gas is still like around, well, not really. Yeah, no, that's still pretty accurate. We've had lower gas. We've had gas is still in $2. Now Snickers was not my favorite candy. Why did I say that? But it was 65 cents then. I don't know how much Snickers is now. My favorite hamburger, I didn't like hamburgers at the time, so I didn't put it. French fries were 107. I went to McDonald's recently and the French fries were $2, two something. It was like two or three something. Either way, I spent way too much at McDonald's for a medium fry and it pissed me off. Pizza is 2.75. I guess that was for a slice, but I went to New York and moved there, and I found out that they got dollar pizzas. So this is like not even important to me. Yeah, like I know where I could get cheap pizza, obviously. Soft drinks were 107. They're not anymore. Favorite drink jeans, $30. Now I know where I could get $30 jeans, but that's just for me. And they good quality. So shoes, $79. I don't know what kind of shoes I was buying for just $79, but they definitely wasn't sneakers, obviously. Haircut, $5. Yeah, haircuts are definitely like more than 20 now sometimes. Um, I was trying to only spend like 20 on my haircuts, but that was a struggle too. Shit. Favorite magazine, 415. That's cute. I don't know how much magazines are now. I haven't bought one in years. Concert tickets, $30. I don't know what concert I was going to, but yeah. And the CD and the DVD is $21. I don't know. I haven't bought either of those items in a long time, so I couldn't tell you. But let me get to my goals list, y'all. Sorry that was just like a nice little trip down memory lane. But I said my education, I wanted a master's degree. For my career, I wanted to be a journalist or New York Times, work for the New York Times at Essence. Now, I remember this heavily because I really did want to be a journalist so bad. Now, I do have my master's degree, but the reason why I did not go on to be a journalist was because my grandmother had said something about journalists don't make a lot of money. Like, it really be your own people, bro, because that shit pisses me off. But don't tell my grandma I said that. But sis will probably be like, I don't remember saying that. I said I wanted a boyfriend and no kids. Okay, very close. I have a husband and no kids, so we're there, girl. Condo in Long Island. Crazy. Why did I want to live in Long Island? Why did I want to live in Long Island? Ew. I wanted a Dodge Charger. I don't know why I wanted that hood ass car. But my other important goals, I said to always stay true to myself, change for no one but me, never lose touch with who I am and where I come from, treat those who did treat those who did me dirty with much respect, never lose my faith in the Lord because He can take everything away just as fast as He gave it to me. Always stand up for my family no matter how stupid they act. Do the best that I can to achieve. Trust can only go but so far. Don't let no nigga get to me. They come and they go, and most of the time they just there to use you. Be smart and wise. And I still stand on all of that. No, I love this for me. I love looking back on this because when I think about my senior year, I totally forgot. But for my senior project, I went to school in North Carolina and we had to do a senior project. And for my senior project, I actually interviewed a local TV news anchor for my senior project. I was able to get a hookup from a family friend at the time, and it was so cool because I was like, wow, this is honestly really what I wanted to do. I started writing a lot more in high school. I mean, I had over 20 journals filled with poems and stories and everything. I was published in high school. I actually had my poem published twice. Um, yeah, I really wanted to be a journalist bad. And it sucks that I kind of got away from that. And I did end up going to school for communications, but I went to school for public relations, not journalism. And then I ended up getting my master's in marketing. Again, communications, but not journalism. Like I was in the realm of journalism and I was in the realm of all of it the entire time. It's like I just kept circling around the parking lot of this field that I knew I wanted to be in, but I just couldn't get there. And somehow podcasting opened that door for me, really. With podcasting, I was able to really do what I really wanted to do. And that was to interview people, get to know people, talk to people, learn about life, learn about things outside of myself, outside of me, and gain a different perspective. That was my favorite part. And I want to get back to that. So, with that being said, and sharing my purpose and everything that I'm trying to do with this podcast, I want to tell you what you can look forward to. This podcast, I definitely want to continue with the same formula that I had before, to be honest. I want to keep having raw conversations, but I want my conversations to be a little bit different from, I guess, your typical podcast that you're seeing out here talking about relationships, love, life, and blah, 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 blah. Granted, I want to talk about all those things, and all those things are important or whatever, and we should have those conversations, but I'm more so interested in getting to solutions to the issues that we have. How can we change? How can we advance as people, as a community? What are some principles and values we can get back to as a community? I feel like as Black people, especially within the Black community, there's a lot of values and principles that we've lost along the way. I don't know how we lost them. I'm not sure where the blame can be put. But either way, I think it's time to stop placing blame in certain areas. And I think it's just time for us to just start doing. And part of that is talking and communing and figuring that out together. Yeah, those are my ideas, and hopefully with this podcast, that's a step towards it. So this season, you can expect a lot of amazing guests, a lot of great episodes. This episode is just going to be moi. But moving forward, we will have a lot of amazing guests talking about love, life, divorce, marriage, kids, family, politics, community. I mean, all kinds of things I have coming up for you guys. Also, you can expect to check out my podcast on all streaming platforms, okay? I will be on Spotify. I will be uploading the sound, the audio to Anchor again, and it'll be streaming on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple, Breaker, Google Podcasts, blah, 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 blah. I will also go ahead and upload this stream to all of my platforms as well. You can follow me on TikTok while it's still around before Tikiana dies. Hit me up and follow me. I don't know if I'm going to get a Blue Sky or Lemonade. I'm fucking tired of social media. So we'll see how I feel and where I go. But you can follow me on Facebook. I will put all of my links for everything. But Facebook, TikTok, Threads. I'm done with Twitter. Fuck Elon. Yeah. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Please come back next Friday because I have an amazing guest. I will be speaking to a political analyst from Philly, and we'll be talking about what you can expect from this Donald Trump era administration and just what we as the Black community can do to move forward with this new administration. You know, what are some things that we can do both politically and non politically to move forward within this era of this administration? All right, y'all. It's been great. Peace.